All right, we're gonna put the reservoir on now. So there's an O-ring around the outside of the body. There's 2 O-rings left, 2 seals left. This one is a square cut seal, and it goes right in this bolt hole, like so. Then the reservoir goes over, and there's a bolt into the bracket system. This seals the reservoir, so there's no leak around the bolt. I believe that other O-ring is maybe for a different setup on this. Like maybe there's a different like O-ring in a later pump, but this pump here is from a 70 Dart Swinger 340, has the square cut seal. I do not know the specifics on why there's 2 O-rings, but that looks like it would have been the same size. And there's nothing in the rebuild exploded view showing where that other O-ring goes, so I am assuming that's the case with that. The reservoir, I'm going to wipe the inside of the reservoir out one last time. I did hit this with a, not much dirt coming down there. I did hit this with a, supposed to be a satin black. Looks gloss to me. But as you can see, that little dimple that I hammered and dollied out, I mean, it's kind of there, but not too bad. I like painting stuff as part of the rebuild. I think if something's rebuilt, it should look like it was rebuilt, but it's just personal preference. If you just need it to work and you're pressed for time, I can understand cleaning up the insides and letting the outside the way it is. But with any rebuild, you want to keep the dirt under control. But yeah, so the fun part here is going to be lining up that bolt hole. So I'm going to set this over by hand and attempt to press it on, right? Vaseline jelly and the square cut seal. Hopefully it stays put. Doing this by eye. I think the paint's a little tacky. Ah, I hate that. I think that's there. The bolt hole's lined up. I'm going to stick a bolt in and make sure it threads properly. Then I'm going to let this sit. For a little bit. I don't want to touch it. I feel like I'm going to put fingerprints in the paint, but that's it. The painting and all that was minimal because this thing's been cleaned up once before. Like I say, the flow control valve blew apart. Why, I don't know. Maybe that snap ring wasn't fully seated and it just took a while for it to blow out. I do recall being surprised that it had to go down a 1/4 inch. Although I don't remember. I remember years ago when I rebuilt this, I was working with an older mechanic because I was in my 20s, and he said, "Nah, don't mess around with that valve." So I don't even know if we went into it. For some reason, I took his word for it. Like, hey, okay, if his name was Denny, like if Denny says not to mess with that valve, he must know what he's talking about. But maybe he knew there was a spring in there and he's afraid parts are going to fly across the room. Who knows? But I don't recall going into that flow control valve last time. But we went into it this time because it came apart. We replaced the O-ring. And we got that snap ring in the groove properly. It's a 1/4 inch down. We're going to see what happens. We'll bolt it on the car. And we'll see if it works. It should. That's pretty much it. I got the reservoir on. It's a little tacky. I got it sitting on the plastic bag from the kit. Got the brackets on it. It lays flat on the bench like that. I will attempt to press the pulley on. laying here on camera because I didn't demonstrate the disassembly. I'll show you guys how the pulley puller works and all that. This pump was fairly easy because, well, I mean, in terms of painting and detailing, because it's already been cleaned up once before. I hit the brackets with a flat. The pump's kind of a satin. This isn't a concourse restoration car. I originally got into repainting my car just as a repaint because I want to drive it. I mean, it is an H-Code Swinger 340. I just want it to be drivable. I don't want to trailer at the car shows and never drive it, if that makes sense. I believe these cars are a lot of fun and they should be driven. Same with like Fox bodies. My Fox body is a Survivor. I drive it. It has nicks in the paint and all that. I believe the Dart will probably be the same. I'll drive it in the summer. If it gets a little scratch on it, I'm not gonna get really mad about it. And I'm just gonna have fun with it. And that's the goal of all this. So yeah, we'll get this set up and we'll press the pulley on and we'll go from there. All right, I'm gonna attempt to show you the press on of the pulley here. I believe my tripod camera died, so I'm going to try to do this with the phone. On how this is going to work, because I'm going to need two hands to work the pulley press. But anyway, I put a little Vaseline jelly on the shaft, set the pulley down on there. This is one of our, I guess, arbors from the kit that goes in. I kind of stopped there. There's a washer. And then a bearing. Oh, got a little cocked. Then, where's the rest of this? There's this part. And this part threads down over that. Now you can see what's going on here. One-inch wrench. And half-inch socket, I believe, holds the shaft from spinning. So I'm going to see if I can set this camera up enough to where you can watch what I'm doing. I'm going to back that off once and check it. I'm going for a flush. A flush fit at the pulley and shaft. So we are taking this off to check where we're at. I don't want to keep going and going and going. Something like this, so I repainted it, right? You get it all together, and I might have to do touch up here and there because I didn't want to wait a day for the paint to cure. I don't think anybody does. If you have time, though, yes, you should let the paint thoroughly dry on your stuff before you handle it again. Okay. Moving all over the bench. All right, so I got about another 1/8 inch to go to this pulley's flush. I'm going to set everything back up and keep going. Actually, I could switch. I got another. I got another shorter adapter here, which might help. All right, so we're going for another 1/8 of an inch. But you've seen we switched to a shorter adapter. That helps. The long stuff after a while starts bending. So you just switch up your setup. The kit has all the different adapters. As you can see, it's going more. You can hear it. That may be it. I'm not seeing too much metal between the seal and the pulley. I believe we are there. Yeah, I mean, that's the install, right? That shaft's basically flush with that pulley. The pulley, you'll see it on the car. I'll do an install video of this and we'll make sure this works. One of the key things of any rebuild or repair is you verify that it works. But yeah, you'll see on the car, this is spinning. There's a little bit of a wobble to it. I think that pulley's bent. This one here is like a three-way pulley, 3-spoke pulley. The other pulley on the other pump's solid. So I don't know how they get bent. I guess people pry on over the years, whatever. But that's it. That is the Federal Power Steering Pump seal kit install.